You saw my memories. I saw yours.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're looking at some of the most surprisingly grim scenes featuring the teens with attitude. We'll only focus on the live-action series and movies, so the comics are sadly ruled out. Not only will some of these moments be hard to watch, but there will be spoilers ahead.
I am the master!
You're not my master!
Whoa!
Number 50, Robo Knight Extinguished, Power Rangers Super Mega Force.
And we have a guest!
Rock, I will not permit you to activate the drill.
With Orion trapped in his lair, Vrak's master plan has begun, using drills to demolish the Earth from within. Robo Knight storms the base to stop Vrak, but the devious prince activates the lair's self-destruction. The robotic ranger bravely charges in to rescue Orion, only to be caught in the explosion. The Rangers watch as the light from his Ranger key fades away, indicating that their mechanized ally has perished. Robo Knight's last heroic act saved Orion's life, ensuring his sacrifice would not be in vain. However, it left us scratching our heads when Robo Knight unexpectedly returned in the season finale, with no build-up or explanation. What a way to dampen a genuine tragedy.
Hello, old friend!
Glad to be back.
Number 49, Ritas Ambush, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. In the penultimate episode of the Green with Evil arc, Rita has set a trap for the Rangers. She ambushes them with Goldar, Scorpina, and a giant Green Ranger, while a solar eclipse drains the Megazord's power. Ultimately, the three villains overpower our heroes. While the Rangers evacuate safely, they're forced to watch helplessly as the powerless Zords plunge into a chasm and sink into the center of the Earth.
My Zords!
This was undoubtedly the Rangers' first devastating loss. With Zordon still out of action, and now their best tools down for the count, it looks like Rita has finally triumphed. This only makes both Zordon and the Zords return in the next episode, all the more satisfying.
I don't believe it!
Number 48, Goodbye Metal Alice, Power Rangers Megaforce.
I've had enough of all of you! None of us is leaving this place today!
With Vrak wounded by the Rangers, Metal Alice, his robotic general, leaps in to destroy her master's most hated enemies, absolutely refusing to fail him. She's mortally wounded, begging for her master's forgiveness. And what does she get in return? Vrak calls her obsolete and leaves her to die, not even flinching as she explodes.
Master!
Even if she was an evil android, you could feel Metal Alice's anguish over failing Vrak, remaining devoted to him until the end. Tragically, Vrak's only loyalty is to himself and the upcoming invasion. Unfortunately for the Rangers, Vrak's callousness to his most loyal servant is the least of their worries, as his allies arrive to lay waste to the Earth.
Watch out!
Number 47, Blake and Hunter's Parents, Power Rangers Ninja Storm.
Lothar told us everything.
Your sensei destroyed our parents.
Lothar saw the whole thing.
Blake and Hunter, the Thunder Rangers, have kidnapped the Wind Ninja Ranger's sensei and plan to kill him. They're convinced that sensei was the one who killed their parents, until the ghosts of their parents appear and reveal the truth.
He's not responsible for what happened to us.
Well, then who is?
The one they call Lothar.
Now there's a shock.
To no one's surprise, Lothar was the one who murdered their parents and then manipulated the brothers into doing his dirty work. While trusting Lothar wasn't the smartest move, we can't say we blame them. They were grieving and so desperate for revenge that they would believe anything. Our hearts clenched as the two tearfully watched their parents fade away, the reality of their so-called master's treachery finally sinking in.
You've been talking about me, haven't you?
It was you all along. You lied to us.
Not the brightest bulbs on the tree, are you?
Number 46, Zeds New Apprentice, Power Rangers Cosmic Fury.
Let nothing stop your quest for power!
I'll make you proud, Lord Zed.
Since his return, Lord Zed had formed a heated rivalry with Ollie, the Dino Fury Blue Ranger. He tried to brainwash him, but the spell was broken by the end of the episode. At the start of Cosmic Fury, Zed manages to brainwash Ollie again, only this time, the effects last much longer. He becomes the evil Emperor's apprentice for the majority of the season, heeding his master's twisted advice, and willingly trying to destroy his friends and girlfriend Amelia.
That doesn't suit you!
Well, bitter isn't a good color on you!
Mind-controlled Rangers are nothing new for this franchise, but it's eerie to see Ollie so eager to betray his loved ones with a devious smirk on his face. Thankfully, he breaks free from Zed's control before the season's end.
And I'd laugh at your face.
Lord Zed is developing tech to turn himself into a Morphin Master!
Number 45, Trachina's Demonic Mutation, Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue.
It's time!
When we last saw Trachina, she had mutated into a bug monster and was seemingly destroyed by Leo on Terra Venture. However, 1 year later in the Lost Galaxy and Lightspeed Rescue team-up, it's revealed that she survived and returned to human form. She has been gathering life energy to return to her insectoid form, but the demon prince, Olympius, has other plans. He corrupts her transformation, causing her to mutate into a feral, demonic monstrosity. The once feisty insect queen has been reduced to another mindless beast for the Rangers to destroy. Everything that made her unique and one of the series' standout villains has been robbed from her by Olympius' deception. Number 44, King Tommy, Power Rangers Zeo. Poor Tommy can't seem to stop being brainwashed. This time around, he's been abducted by Prince Gasket, who uses a helmet to rewrite Tommy's brainwaves. The sight of Tommy alone in a dark room, strapped to a chair and having his mind rewired by an intimidating helmet, is horrifying enough. The nightmare of him being abducted by the White Ranger makes it twice as terrifying.
No way. What is this?
When Tommy awakens, he has no memory of his former life. He's easily deceived into believing that he is the king of the Machine Empire and that the Power Rangers are the most evil force in the universe. Compared to Tommy's other brainwashing episodes, the horrific imagery made this one more unnerving.
All will be lost.
Lost?
Lost to the evil. That is the Power Rangers.
The Power Rangers must be stopped.
Number 43, Centaurs Backstory, Power Rangers Dino Fury.
What was...
Centaura's transformation into Void Queen may have seemed sudden, but once we learn her backstory, it's a lot more understandable. Years ago, she, her husband Tarek, and their infant daughter arrived on Earth and were imprisoned in Area 62. When the base was evacuated, the couple was forced to give up their only child.
If we don't make it out on time, promise you'll keep her safe.
Centaura was knocked out cold, believing their baby had perished. It was supposed to be a simple scavenging mission. Instead, Centaura lost nearly everything she held dear. No wonder she hated humankind. In one last major twist, we learn that not only is her daughter alive and well, but she's also Amelia, the pink Dino Fury Ranger.
I am your daughter! Impossible! My child is gone!
Amelia! No!
Number 42, Earth is swallowed up. Power Rangers Dino Supercharge.
I will send you back in time so that you can stop Sledge forever. You alone have the ability to save your planet.
In the Dino Supercharge season finale, Sledge has captured the Earth and plans to sell it for scrap. The only way to save everyone is to destroy the Dark Energem. With everyone on Earth's help, the Rangers succeed, but at a heavy price. The Dark Energem's destruction creates a massive black hole that swallows up Sledge's ship, and the entire planet as well.
The planet!
It's gone!
This not happening.
The Power Rangers were meant to be the guardians of Earth, yet one misguided decision cost them everything and everyone they had sworn to protect. While they undo their mistake in the end thanks to time traveling, it's hard for us to forget one of the most catastrophic blunders in any Ranger team's career.
Sledge's asteroids never hit Earth, so the dinosaurs...
Number 41, Steel's Sacrifice, Power Rangers Beast Morphers.
It's all on me!
Evox's endgame has been unleashed. He plans to take command of the world's Morph X towers to energize himself and conquer the world. Steel, the robot Silver Ranger, has him cornered and tries to deliver the finishing blow, but his attempt is in vain. Evox blasts at Steel, and after a heartfelt goodbye to his brother Nate, he completely Steel's sacrifice was a heart-wrenching ordeal. He had proven time and time again he was more than a robot. He was a natural-born hero, and the brother Nate needed, but his loss motivated the Rangers to put an end to Evox's terror. In the aftermath, Steel is miraculously resurrected and given a well-earned real boy ending.
Finally, I really am human!
Number 40, The Void King, Power Rangers Dino Fury.
I am more than Centaura. More than I ever thought possible!
While he antagonized the Rangers, Tarek, aka Void Knight, wasn't pure evil. Everything he did was to revive his ailing wife, Centaura. Unfortunately, it's not a happy reunion when he gets his wish. Obsessed with getting revenge on humanity, Centaura uses the Sporix to become the Void Queen, then forcibly transforms her beloved husband into the Void King. Any trace of Tarek's goodness is extinguished. All that remains is a brainwashed slave, devoted to his queen, and dedicated to destroying the Rangers and all of humankind.
Void Queen corrected my traitorous feelings. Now I only serve her.
Thankfully, he returns to normal in the penultimate episode after a tearful reunion with his daughter, Amelia.
All the hate. The anger. It's gone.
Number 39, Zato on Borrowed Time, Power Rangers Cosmic Fury.
Saving the Zords really took it out of me.
It sure seems like it.
After Zato's heroic sacrifice, our hearts swelled with joy seeing him return to life to lead the Dino Fury Rangers into space. And yet, something changed when he was brought back. He became more fatigued and slept through most of the voyage. Eventually, it was revealed that when Zato was revived, he was kept alive mostly by magic, and every time he used his abilities, he drained most of his life force. In the end, he used up the last of his life energy to protect his friends from Zed. However, as he sheds his mortal life, he is reborn as a Morphin Master, continuing to be a hero as he helps protect the Morphin Grid.
Even Lord Zed has the potential for redemption. That's why I brought him here.
Oh, you want a straw too? You're so ungrateful!
Number 38, Mandels Betrayal, Power Rangers Wild Force.
For 3,000 years, Toxica and I waited for your return. And for what?
They may have been bumbling henchmen, but Jindrax and Toxica's loyalties to their masters are unquestioned. Toxica went so far as to cut off her only horn to kidnap Princess Shayla for Mandalok, even though it would severely weaken her. How is she thanked for her loyalty? Mandalok callously disregards her suffering, and then uses her as a shield against the Rangers' attack. Jindrax can only watch in horror as his best friend perishes before his eyes. Poor Toxica paid the price for showing devotion to a master who only cared for himself. But Mandalok would learn next episode that what goes around comes around. Number 37, Ivan Ozs Revenge, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie.
My sensors tell me the Rangers were too late. Ivan is on his way here.
Don't worry, nobody enters the command center without a power coin.
After being sealed away for 6,000 years by Zordon, Ivan Ozs is back and out for revenge. He effortlessly breaks into the command center and wastes no time laying waste to the base. With the command center in ruins, the Rangers lose their powers. Worst of all, Zordon slowly ages to death outside of his time warp. Sadly, even when the Rangers find the new powers, they're too late, and their father figure peacefully passes on.
Rangers, you made it. But I'm afraid you're too late.
Miraculously, their new power allows them to restore Zordon's life and the command center. Between the layers of brutal destruction and the iconic mentor on his deathbed, the Rangers' first cinematic experience sets the bar for how harrowing they could be.
Rangers!
He's alive! He's alive! He's alive!
We thought that you had...
It is good to see you again, too.
Number 36, Master Org covers his tracks, Power Rangers Wild Force.
What are you trying to prove?
I was testing the power of the crown for you!
Yeah, that's all she was doing.
Since the beginning, Toxica has suspected that Master Org isn't what he claims to be. When she and Jindrax investigate, they learn the horrifying truth. Their so-called master is a human.
It's Master Org.
With the truth uncovered, Master Org ensnares them in vines and transforms them into Super Orgs. All of their doubts are wiped away as they're brainwashed into his mindless slaves, with only faint traces of their real selves remaining. Meanwhile, Master Org is free to keep up his masquerade as a true Org unopposed. Thankfully, the two generals would return to normal a few episodes later. Their treacherous leader would pay the price for deceiving them all this time.
We have to do something about that fake Master Org.
Don't worry, I've got something in mind.
Oh yeah? Like what? Hey, wait up!
Number 35, Smitty, Power Rangers Dino Thunder.
Who's that guy?
His name's Terrence Smith. Everyone called him Smitty.
It's plain to see that Zeltrax had a bone to pick with Tommy, but have you ever wondered why? It turns out that Zeltrax was once a human named Terrence Smith, or Smitty, who worked with Tommy and Anton Mercer. When Tommy got picked over Smith for a new job, Smitty went to work for another company, only to get caught in a fatal accident. While we thankfully don't see Smitty's injuries, they were severe enough for Mesagogue to rebuild him into the cyborg warrior Zeltrax.
He's a genius with cybernetic reconstruction.
Oh man, Smitty.
Since that day, he blamed Tommy and vowed to end his life as revenge for the one that was stolen from him.
It is all that has kept me going! Revenge is mine.
Number 34, Everyone's Backstory, Power Rangers RPM.
Why did you do it?
All you need to know, Bob, is that I'd do it again.
Among the many reasons why RPM is one of the darkest seasons is our leading heroes' backstories. Flynn had heroic ambitions, but was constantly discouraged by others. Summer was a spoiled rich girl who learned selflessness after losing the only person who genuinely cared for her. Scott was an Air Force pilot who lost his older brother during the Battle of Corinth. Ziggy was a member of the Mafia who abandoned the cartel to save an orphanage, but kept it a secret to protect them. Dylan was separated from his sister, experimented on with Venjik's implants, and had all his memories stolen from him. Dr. K's backstory is dark enough for its own entry, and it's a doozy. Number 33, The End of the Command Center, Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers.
What's happening?
Rangers, you must evacuate the command center.
We can't leave you!
Since the very start of the franchise, the Command Center had been the Rangers' most sacred stronghold and the home of Zordon and Alpha. But at the end of the Alien Rangers arc, the world comes tumbling down as a bomb placed under the Command Center is detonated. While the Rangers are safely teleported out, Alpha and Zordon are left behind in the final blast. The Rangers can only look on helplessly as their HQ is reduced to rubble. Billy, the very last of the original 5 teens, takes this loss the hardest. Thankfully, it's later revealed that Zordon and Alpha survived the explosion. A new base rises from the ashes of the command center, the power chamber.
Alpha, we thought you were gone forever.
Oh, it takes more than a little implosion to keep me down.
Number 32, 2 tragedies in one opener, Power Rangers Lost Galaxy.
If I can't count the sabers, then no one will!
In our first chapter in the post-Zordon era, a new team of heroes has just pulled the Quasar Sabers from the stone, proving their worthiness as the newest Power Rangers. However, it's not a time for celebration, as they're faced with not one, but 2 tragedies back-to-back. First, Maya is forced to watch as her planet and loved ones are turned to stone by Furio's spell. Next, Mike falls to his supposed death and passes his Red Ranger title to his little brother, Leo.
I've always been so proud of you, Leo. I always will be.
Normal humans would fall apart after a tragic double whammy, and yet, the Galaxy Rangers keep fighting on, determined to protect the universe and bring justice to those who had fallen on their first day. Number 31, Javi's personal loss, Power Rangers Cosmic Fury.
If the altar is destroyed, our chance of getting Zords are too.
A little too close.
While on the planet Zordnia, the Rangers discover an altar that could unlock the Cosmic Fury Zords. Bravely, Javi inserts the Morphin Master Staff to unlock the altar, only to get blasted by lightning. Javi survives, and the new Zords are unlocked, but Javi's right arm was disintegrated in the blast.
My arm.
We're thankful there was no bloodshed, but the sight of his missing limb was enough to send Javi into shock and fill us with dread. Javi would later be given a robotic prosthetic, but seeing him lose his limb is a grim reminder. Even if you survive a battle, it doesn't mean you come back fully intact.
Don't push yourself too hard, okay? Yeah, okay. It is a lot to get used to.
Number 30. The Thunder Zords are destroyed. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. The loss of any technology can be pretty depressing, though losing all of the Thunder Zords has to be hitting a new low.
Everybody get out!
As the Rangers get in their iconic robots and do battle against Rito, they eventually get overpowered and are demorphed. With the bad guys given the advantage, the Thunder Zords are demolished. While the fights are known to be campy, the Thunder Zords losing their limbs as explosions occur all around them is a grisly sight for the Rangers. It doesn't just leave them powerless, and without their biggest weapons, it also leaves them visibly shaken. Yeah, kind of a bummer. Number 29, Dr. Farax is blown up by Ranzixs, Power Rangers Time Force. It shouldn't be too hard to see how losing all of your humanity can be deeply tragic. For Dr. Louis Farax, he once had a normal life, but that all changed when he became Frax.
I transformed myself into one of the stupid robots you so despise.
As the vengeful cyborg, he'd ally with the villain Ranzixs, but he'd secretly harbor hatred for him. It makes sense since he was the one who blew up his lab and set him on his path in the first place. He'd take measures against him later by destroying the serum Ranzixs needs to live, and while that revenge was a good start, it'd take a lot to right the wrongs that happened.
That was the last vial.
Number 28, Billy Drowns, Power Rangers. From the opening scene, it was obvious that the 2017 Power Rangers movie would be the darkest live-action Power Rangers movie yet.
Reshenu.
Alpha, Yengsu, Laxprintaku, Shenai Umpunka.
It was packed with mature themes and saw the heroes dealing with more realistic and hard-hitting problems. The bleakest moment came when Rita tied up all the Rangers. She threatens to kill them if they don't tell her where the precious Zeo crystal is. To protect his friends, Blue Ranger Billy gives up the crystal's location. Rita thanks him by letting him drown.
Zordon would lose all respect for me if I don't kill you. At least one of you. What?
His friends are forced to carry him back to the base while they're still mourning. Although Billy gets a second chance at life, the scene of his death is an image we can't get out of our heads.
Did I die?
Yes.
No. A little bit. You guys want me back to life?
Number 27, Decker's Defeat, Power Rangers Super Samurai. When you look at the facts, Decker's whole life is dark on his own. He was cursed as a half-human, half-Nihilok with no memory of his former life. All Decker had was an insatiable need to find a worthy opponent to break his curse.
I knew we had something in common the moment I met you. Hiding that secret made you twisted like me.
We have nothing in common.
Maybe you don't think so, but I can see in your eyes the same need to fight, the need to prove yourself worthy.
After 2 seasons of build-up, he finally gets his ultimate duel against Red Ranger Jaden. Despite how exhausted both warriors get, Decker refuses to quit. He keeps going even when he's too tired to lift his sword. Although Jaden doesn't want to strike the final blow, Decker still keeps trying to provoke his opponent. When Blue Ranger Kevin strikes the villain down, he happily embraces the end in a truly grim scene.
At last, I'm free.
Number 26, Mesagogue nearly kills Trent, Power Rangers Dino Thunder. The villainous dinosaur humanoid Mesagogue is one scary foe. A particularly scary moment of his is when he captures the white Dino Ranger Trent Mercer. In captivity, Mesagogue attempts to kill Trent.
You cannot be trusted, and therefore must be eliminated.
No! It's certainly a bleak moment, but what makes it even more messed up is that Mesagogue is the monstrous form of Anton Mercer, Trent's dad.
It's me, Trent. I'm your son.
While Anton is able to get back in control and save him, the danger that he put his son into is still horrifying regardless. It's going to take a lot of therapy to repair this father-son bond.
You have to get out of here.
No, I can help.
No! Find a way to stop this. Until I do, I want you to go and use your powers for something good.
Number 25, Coron Is Kidnapped, Power Rangers in Space. When playing with his brother Andros on their home planet KO-35, Coron is eventually captured by the villainous Darkonda. It shouldn't be hard to see how being snatched from your home as a child can be a frightening experience.
Shouldn't have let her go back there.
But what's worse is she's then sent to an entirely new planet where she's trained by a Clipter to become a warrior.
What did they do to you?
The same as will be done to you, my princess.
Unfortunately, this wouldn't be the last time she's exploited either. In part 2 of Dark Scepter's Revenge from Power Rangers in Space, she gets completely brainwashed by a Clipter. In essence, her entire childhood is robbed just so she could become a weapon for sinister people. Her tragic backstory shows that there's some truly evil lengths that people would go to achieve their goals.
Ecliptor. Get them.
Number 24, Gem and Gemma get deleted. Power Rangers RPM. Dying is a seriously tough thing to deal with, and is plenty dark on its own. But what if you weren't just struck down, but straight up deleted out of existence?
Gemma!
No, what did you do?
Both Gem and Gemma would have these fates in RPM when they were hit by the full force of the deadly Venjix virus. As their costumes disappear, they slowly fade out of reality as their teammates watch on in terror.
Never give up.
It's incredibly bleak, just to say the least, and with so many similarly dark moments, it's easy to see why many consider RPM to be one of the darkest Power Ranger shows.
The tide is turning.
Number 23, the Rangers nearly give up their humanity. Power Rangers Samurai. Desperate times can often lead to desperate choices. When the spirit of Yellow Ranger Emily is trapped in the Netherworld, the Rangers have to figure out how to rescue their partner.
What do we do now?
Oh no, poor Emily.
But the only way to cross into the hellish dimension is giving up your humanity. Once you do that, you turn into a netherworld demon called a Nylok.
Simply trade your human existence to become a Nylok.
So, understandably, this is a pretty difficult choice to make. Eventually, Gold Ranger Antonio is able to come up with a counter solution, but if he didn't, then the Rangers likely would have gone through with the first option. While it's a noble choice, trading your soul to forever become a monster is nothing if not mortifying.
We're a team. We'll all go.
Wait, stop!
Number 22, Carnosaur Alters Memories, Power Rangers Jungle Fury. The memories of our past are things that we hold sacred because they remind us of who we are, so it's pretty important that they don't get messed up. But as Jared starts training under the tutelage of the evil Carnosaur, it becomes clear that he's being manipulated.
We will visit your past and erase your humanity.
He gets sent into the inner depths of his mind, and when he does, several core memories become corrupted. This isn't just a gross misuse of Carnosaur's disturbing power, but also a step towards essentially brainwashing Jared by twisting his memories and changing the outcomes.
Give me that! Yes, feel the darkness take over.
Though Jared later became an ally to the Rangers, he could have gone down a darker path if Carnosaur's plans worked.
It did now.
Number 21, Captain Mitchell's deal with Diabolico, Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue. What lengths would you go to save your family? And do any of them involve making a deal with the devil? That was the decision Captain Mitchell had to make when his son Ryan's life was in danger. The villainous demon, Diabolico, offered to save Ryan, but only because he had nefarious plans for him.
I can help you.
Go away!
But if I save his life, he belongs to me.
The decision is obviously pretty dark, and only made worse considering the captain had just seconds to make it. But if that weren't all, being abandoned was also the event that would cause Ryan to resent his father as he grew up. Oh, and yeah, having to deal with a villain like Diabolico also ups the creep factor.
You will not see your son again until his 20th birthday.
Number 20, the end of the Green Ranger, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. It turns out that Rita doesn't like it when her evil Green Rangers abandon her. When Tommy turns on her, she conjures up a magic candle that steals Tommy's powers as it burns.
Why am I here?
It's simple. If you serve Rita, you can keep your powers. If not, you'll lose them when the candle burns out.
What candle?
The green candle.
When Jason goes to retrieve the candle, he's forced to make a difficult decision that would haunt him.
Come on. You gave up too easily!
An intense battle on Earth ends up endangering Tommy's life. In order to save his teammate, Jason abandons hopes of getting the candle back and lets Tommy's Green Ranger powers fade away.
It was great being a ranger, Zordon. You'll always be with me. I'm sorry, Tommy. We tried to get the candle. You did what you had to do. My powers are with you now. Use them to defeat Rita. You can count on it, man.
For a famously lighthearted and goofy season, this was a surprisingly grim moment that highlights that not every decision we make will be easy. Number 19, a terrifying rescue mission, Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. When Terra Venture receives a distress beacon, Mike and Leo lead a team of GSA soldiers on a rescue mission inside an unknown spacecraft.
Thanks for coming. I feel a lot better with you along.
Wouldn't miss it. Just watch my back.
The mission quickly becomes something out of a horror film. Although the ship is dark, covered in webs, and the only parts of the ship's crew left are gooey remains, the heroes aren't alone. They find themselves being hunted by a vicious and lightning-fast alien monster that picks them off one at a time.
He got Jasper!
What got Jasper?
Something! He came out of the shadows, sir! Grabbed him, and then they were both gone!
A rescue mission quickly becomes a fight to make it out alive. Thankfully, everyone survives in the end, but the tense, foreboding atmosphere makes this one of the scariest episodes of the whole Power Rangers series. Number 18, Did Something Happen to Me? Power Rangers Operation Overdrive. Throughout Operation Overdrive, there are subtle hints that Mac might be more than meets the eye. Eventually, the truth is found out in one of the biggest plot twists in the series. It's revealed that Mac is actually an android Dr. Hartford designed.
You're an android. I created you. That's impossible.
He was built only 2 years prior to the events of the series. To sell the ruse, Mac was given false memories of a childhood that never happened.
I wanted you to be like every other kid. I'm not! I'm a machine!
Suffice it to say, Mac is an emotional mess when all these truths are revealed. Learning that everything he ever believed about his life was all a lie was pretty dark, and if that wasn't disturbing enough for you, there's a lovely shot of Mac's detached cyborg head to seal the deal.
Did something happen to me?
Yeah.
Number 17, Zato sacrifices himself. Power Rangers Dino Fury. In the high-stakes finale to Dino Fury Season 2, the Red Ranger Zato decides to take one for the team in order to ensure the survival of the other Rangers and the world. His grim decision to sacrifice himself to destroy the Nemesis Beast is an emotional moment, just to say the least. Zato's ultimate sacrifice is a scene that tugs at the heartstrings, as the Red Ranger is seemingly no more.
He's gone. I know.
While he would come back from the dead, his reunion with his friends wouldn't last forever. Either way though, Zato's death marks a pivotal moment in the series, and a major change to the status quo for the team.
Your mission is complete, Rangers.
No! Not without Zato!
Number 16, Lord Zed's Twisted Demands, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. You know you've hit rock bottom when you're forced to negotiate with the devil. Pink Ranger Kimberly was once held hostage.
There's gotta be something we can do, Zordon. We can't lose Kimberly. I can't lose her.
With her life force fading away, the Rangers are left with no choice but to allow Lord Zed into the command center to make a deal. Zed's demands are simple and wicked. The Rangers must either serve him and pilot his evil Zords, or risk letting one of their own perish.
You agree to pilot my new fleet of Zords and do all my evil bidding, or you can refuse my offer, in which case we can all sit around and have a jolly time watching the Pink Ranger race away.
This situation is grim enough with the original Pink Ranger's life on the line, but seeing the villain sit smugly in the Ranger's sacred sanctuary with all the cards in his favor is just bone-chilling. Number 15, the truth behind Cole's parents, Power Rangers Wild Force. For all his life, Cole desperately wanted to know what became of his parents. Tragically, what he finds is not good news.
Cole! They'll be destroyed soon. Just like your parents!
What?
His parents were once close with a human named Dr. Adler. However, the medical professional became bitterly jealous of their love. After turning himself into a monster, Master Orc put an end to his suffering by making them suffer the ultimate price.
I will have my revenge! I was no longer a weak human being.
You did it. You took the seeds, didn't you?
I became Master Orc.
Cole's parents were good people who were dedicated to protecting the Earth. Unfortunately, their lives were cut short because someone they dared to call a friend let his bitterness consume him. It's a heavy storyline that made Cole's fight against evil feel a lot more painful and personal. Number 14, Kruger Loses Everything, Power Rangers SPD. The realization that you're the sole survivor of a conflict can be a lot to handle. Unfortunately, Commander Kruger knows all too well what that's like. The evil Emperor Grum once invaded the commander's homeworld, Sirius.
Though our men fought valiantly,
Attack!
we were no match for the endless army of Trubians.
Victory is mine!
Although Kruger tried his best to lead the charge and fight against the invaders, he lost. He was overpowered, his wife was taken, and his planet was conquered. Kruger was left thinking that he was the very last of his kind. That dreaded day haunted Kruger so much that he vowed never to pick up his sword again. But when a shadow of his past comes back to finish him off, he faces his inner demons and fights again. Number 13, Dayu's Dark Deal with Serrator, Power Rangers Samurai. While Nilox thrive on human fear and misery, Dayu is arguably more miserable than anyone on Earth. Once upon a time, she was a human that was married to Decker, but her love was fatally wounded in a house fire. Dayu was so desperate to save him that she made a deal with the Nilox king, Serrator.
I can save him for a price.
Please.
Simply trade your humanity for an eternity in the netherworld.
After agreeing to trade her humanity so that Decker may live, she realizes that she agreed to a terrible deal. Serrator made Decker half Nilox with no memory of his humanity or Dayu.
But as a cursed half human and half Nilox with no memory of you.
What? No. You tricked me.
Additionally, he has an unquenchable thirst for combat. Dayu, on the other hand, remembers everything. She's forced to live with the pain of losing everything she once held dear. Dayu. What? You gotta find humor in dark situations. Number 12, the end of the Wild Zords, Power Rangers Wild Force. During the season finale of Wild Force, it seemed like all the Orgs had finally been destroyed. Unfortunately, Master Org was alive, recently reached his full power, and had begun his final takeover of Earth.
Hello, Rangers. Remember me? It is I, Master Org. It is so good to see you again.
He decided to kick off his conquest by destroying the Animarium. Although the Wild Zords fight valiantly, it's not enough. One by one, Master Orc effortlessly slices them into extinction.
Falcon Sword, watch out!
He's destroying the Wild Zords!
The end of the Zords means that the Rangers no longer have any powers or hope of protecting the world from Master Orc's terror. Seeing these sentient animal fighters fall in battle right before the Rangers' eyes made for a disturbing scene.
Your Wild Zords are finally extinct, and soon you and the whole human race will be gone as well!
Number 11, Imperious's Dark Wish, Power Rangers Mystic Force. The Mystic Force Rangers learned the hard way that they should never stop appreciating what they have. After winning their fair share of matchups, they become overly dependent on using their magic and keep looking for mystical shortcuts. Sadly, their laziness costs them dearly when the vile Imperius takes advantage of their powers to make an evil wish.
I grant you one wish. Oh, I'm gonna regret this.
I wish there were never Mystic Force Power Rangers!
No!
The villain changes reality so that the Power Rangers never came to their hometown of Briarwood. As a result, all the good magic and color is sucked away. The city is left at the mercy of the darkness. Worst of all, our heroes are powerless. All they have is the memories of their old lives and the knowledge they caused all this by taking their magic for granted.
Well, it has to be perfect. Big, but not too big. And I want a cake.
Number 10, Alex is struck down, Power Rangers Time Force. Time Force is undeniably one of the most mature seasons of the show. It cemented its role as a serious series from day one. At the very beginning of the series, Alex was the original Red Time Force Ranger and Pink Ranger Jen's fiancé. He's tasked with bringing in the mutant warlord Ranzixs.
More than that, slow me down.
In the season premiere, the two clash, but Ranzixs comes out on top and viciously strikes Alex in the back. He lies in his fiancée's arms and entrusts her to finish the mission he would never get to complete. For longtime fans, the sight of a Red Ranger dying was incredibly intense and depressing. While Alex would eventually come back due to time travel, his relationship with Jen was never the same. Number 9. Murloc Toys with Sky, Power Rangers SPD. Murloc is essentially treated like the Hannibal Lecter of the Power Rangers franchise. Since he has the ability to travel through reflective surfaces, he's kept locked away in a remote facility. But Murloc gets a visitor when Blue Ranger Sky needs information on a fugitive.
A visitor? What a rare treat.
This isn't a social visit. I'm here on official SPD business. I want to ask you some questions.
The villain agrees to give up vital info if the hero recounts his saddest memory. Reluctantly, Sky tells the story of how his Red Ranger father didn't come home one day.
And fought until the bitter end. It was his last battle. I never saw him again.
Once the hero sheds a single tear, Murloc escapes his cell through the tear's reflection. What makes the scene worse in hindsight is the fact that the villain slayed Sky's father. Murloc literally capitalized on the pain he caused to escape and hurt even more people. Number 8. Trachina Goes Too Far, Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. After gaining more power, the big bad Trachina completely snaps and orchestrates a ruthless attack on the peaceful city of Terraventure.
Welcome back, Terraventure.
Not only does she directly assault the colony with her ship, but she attaches bombs to her stingwingers to blow up anything they come in contact with. They go on to destroy or seriously damage both structures and Megazords.
Oh no!
The Megazords! They've been destroyed!
Now nothing can stop.
Even her loyal general, Villamax, is disgusted by her carelessness. What makes this invasion even more horrifying is how closely it parallels other real-world tragedies. Scenes like this showed that there are villains that will go to truly disturbing lengths to beat the Rangers. Number 7. Ranzixs Hatred, Power Rangers Time Force. Despite being a kid's show, Time Force was not afraid to tackle heavy subjects like prejudice. The audience eventually learns that hatred is why the main villain, Ranzixs, became a criminal. As it turns out, he was born as a mutant due to a random accident.
And as the world above dreamed of perfect DNA, their nightmare, a mutant, was born.
Society rejected Ranzixs solely because he looked different. Since he couldn't bear to live in a world that wouldn't accept him, he decides to raise an army of his own kind to make humans suffer for rejecting him.
I gathered every other wretched creature and formed an army of criminals that terrorize the city.
The villains of this season only exist because society wasn't willing to give him a chance. While Power Ranger Big Bads don't always get extensive backstories, we definitely understood why Ranzixs was so evil. Number 6. Trinys Death, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Once and Always. Following the tragic real-life passing of Yellow Ranger actress Thuy Trang, the Mighty Morphin 30th anniversary special finally addresses the fate of her character, Trini. Shockingly, a robotic version of Rita Repulsa strikes her down with an energy blast in a battle. It's not the first time a Ranger has ever died in a fight, but it is the first time that we see this Rita ever kill one on screen.
Goodbye, Trini Kwan. If anyone needs me, I'll be in the Dark Dimension planning my revenge!
In fact, the special is also the first time Mighty Morphin ever uses the word kill. Trini's death doesn't just seal the character's fate, but also shows how Repulsa goes down a much more lethal path. All in all, it's a moment that undeniably shifts this franchise into a much darker direction. Number 5. The Power Rangers lose their base, Power Rangers Turbo. When the good mentors are away, the devious Divatox orders her troops to attack the power chamber.
You really want to know when we attack? We attack.
The Rangers attempt to fight back against the continuous forces. Unfortunately, they're grossly outnumbered. In the end, the unthinkable happens when Divatox blows up the power chamber. The Rangers thankfully survive the tremendous explosion.
Bye-bye, Rangers.
However, that doesn't make the whole sequence any less intense, and it's painful to see the normally bright and majestic power chamber darkened and being torn apart bit by bit. Up to this point, Divatox wasn't a very effective villain, but her destruction of the power chamber cemented her place in franchise evil history. Number 4, Magna Defender's Past, Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. The Galaxy Rangers weren't fond of the Magna Defender's lone warrior attitude, but can you blame him after everything he's endured?
I'll never forgive Scorpius for what he did to you, Zika, or for what he did to our planet.
Years ago, he was a gallant, benevolent warrior and a father, but one fateful encounter with the evil Scorpius ruined his life. During the battle, Magna Defender's son rushed in to protect his father, but Scorpius snuffs the young soul right out in front of his father's eyes.
Zika! Zika, please! No! Get up!
Since that horrible day, the Magna Defender strayed from his righteous path and became a vengeful, bitter warrior determined to make Scorpius pay. While he could have been a better team player, it's understandable that he'd be so cold after losing so much. Number 3, Kendrick Sacrifice, Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. No matter how much time has passed since the original Pink Galaxy Ranger Kendrick's demise, it never gets less tragic.
To destroy it forever!
Kendricks! No! Kendricks!
During a tense battle, the heinous Psycho Pink unleashes a deadly storm that threatens to wipe out Cassie and all of Terra Venture. Kendrick rushes in and silences the storm. Unfortunately, her heroic deed comes at the cost of her life.
I'm okay. I'll always be here.
Behind the scenes, this decision was made because actress Valerie Vernon, who played the Ranger, was undergoing treatment for leukemia. It was great to hear that she recovered in real life and was able to return to the show.
I knew you'd make it here. Kendricks! You don't know how many times I wished you'd come back. I missed you.
But until Vernon recovered, her character's death served as a bleak dose of reality that not everyone comes back from a battle alive. Number 2, Zordons Death, Power Rangers in Space. During the season finale of In Space, the struggle between good and evil escalated to an all-out war throughout the universe. All the forces of good were left struggling to survive. Longtime Ranger mentor Zordon says the universe can be saved if his energy tube is shattered.
Only the good energy from my tube can destroy the forces of evil.
But Zordon, what's going to happen to you?
I will be gone, but my spirit will forever live in all that is good.
Unfortunately, the only person around to do it is the Red Ranger Andros. After agonizing over what needs to be done, the hero agrees to take Zordon out. A reluctant blow from Andros marks the end of an era. Not only did Zordon help many young adults become heroic warriors, but the fans at home spent 6 seasons with him. Unlike most Ranger deaths, Zordon's demise was permanent.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, Dr. K unintentionally starts an apocalypse, Power Rangers RPM. Since RPM is set in a world where a sentient computer virus was responsible for eliminating most of the human population, this season's mere existence is pretty dark.
I am Farax. Your world is now my world, and your time is now over.
But nothing could have prepared fans for the reveal of how the world got this way. Power Ranger mentor Dr. K reveals that she was a child prodigy, forced to remain inside for most of her formative years.
Can I go outside?
Outside? Sorry, honey. You're still very, very allergic to the sun.
Maybe next year. Now don't forget to make your birthday wish.
You do have a wish, don't you?
In an attempt to escape the agency that had imprisoned her, she created a virus to disrupt their system. But when Dr. K's plans are interrupted, her creation escapes out into the world.
You have to let me install the firewall to stop it! No! Our vengeance will spread beyond alphabets too! No! I just wanted to go outside! No! Please! It could infect the entire world!
She has to live with the knowledge that many lives, including the loved ones of some of her Rangers, were lost because she wanted freedom. Which scene with the Rangers filled you with dread? Let us know in the comments.
No!